Good day, good day, good day. Good day, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to SIP. Welcome to SIP with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP is Spirit in Practice. Spirit in Practice, where we get to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice some more, right? Because the perfection is in the practice. So I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I surely did. You know, I am on day 4 of my birthday celebration, and it has been wonderful. It has been absolutely wonderful. First, I want to give a shout out to my cousin, sis, Vanessa. Yesterday was her birthday, and we always celebrate together. And so I will be doing that this weekend with her. And I just can't wait. I cannot wait for that. And I spent day number 3 yesterday. You saw Living Life in Joy, right? It was pre-recorded, but it was a wonderful show. And then I was at Rockland CSL, my spiritual home, where I'm the spiritual director, giving the message about the divine community. And so I've been thinking about what the new series is going to be this week. And it hasn't completely gelled quite yet. But there are a couple of things that came up for me when I was speaking yesterday at service that I wanted to share today. So SIP is a community, right? I call you all my congregation of joy, my congregation of joy. And you are that. You are that 100% and then some. And I was sharing in service yesterday about the divine community and how, for me, the congregation of joy is a divine community. And we need community. We need community, right? We need each other. Desmond Tutu said, we need other human beings in order to be human. We need each other. We need each other. Yes. And so part of what I wanted to share was just gratitude, just absolute gratitude for my congregation of joy. This whole journey thus far, when I think about it, from April 6th, 2020, before it was called SIP, all the way to, like, let's say November of 2020, when I got that message from Robert, who is the founder of New Thought Media Network, saying that he wanted to broadcast SIP on the New Thought Media Network. And I said yes. And then from January 1 of this year to right now, where you see me, it has been a journey of complete gratitude for me. And one of the reasons why it has been so is because of you all. Because of you all. You all have been like the best birthday gift I could receive from people who I don't see. Right? Right? Like, so it's just a demonstration, right, of how powerful the invisible is and how powerful energy is, because we are interacting through a platform, right? But I feel like you're right here with me. And I think for the most part, you all would feel like I'm right there with you too, right? Right? So that means to me there's no borders to connection. There's no borders to connection, right? So I wanted to share a quick story that I had shared at service yesterday. And it comes from an African village. It's the Koso people. And it's the story you might have heard, but I hope you haven't. And so it's the story about an anthropologist who goes to this African village. And he is talking to a group of young children, right? Very young, let's say between 7 and 8 years old, somewhere around there. And he's telling them that he left a basket of fruit, sweet fruit, right, at a tree off in the distance. And he tells them, whoever gets to the fruit first can have all of it. Can have all of it, right? A whole basket of sweet fruit, right? So you got to run as fast as you can and be the first one to get it, and all of it will be yours. So then he just waits for the children to get up and go running off, and he expected them to run as fast as they could so that some one person could be the winner. You know what these children did? They took each other's hands and they ran together to the tree that held the basket of fruit, and each one of them got to share in the sweet fruit. Now, the anthropologist was like, what in the world is going on here? Right? So he asked the children, why did y'all do that? One of y'all could have had all the fruit to yourselves. Why would y'all run together and share the fruit? Right? He could not understand this. And the children said, and I have to read what the children said. The children said, Ubuntu, how can one of us be happy if all the others are sad? How can one of us be happy if everyone else is sad? And they called it Ubuntu. So I was introduced to the philosophy of Ubuntu when I was in seminary. And part of the process in seminary in the second year, one of the deans is a priestess in the Yoruba faith. And she does a divination for the class, for the whole class, like the essence of the class. And she does this through shells. And so when she did the divination for the class of 2018, what came up was unity, community, oneness, right? And one of our classmates was from South Africa. And he said, oh, we have the spirit of Ubuntu. And most of us was like, what is Ubuntu, right? And so he went on to explain what it is. It's about community, right? And what word is in community? Unity, right? It's about coming together, sharing in the wealth that life is, ensuring that no one is left out, that no one is left out. And it just got me to thinking again, because I hadn't thought about Ubuntu for a while. And it came up because I was preparing for yesterday's sermon. But that's what you all are. My congregation of joy is my Ubuntu. And I hope that you know that. And if you don't know it, you know it now. You know it now. I am so grateful to have a community. And that community ripples out. You know, I have a community at Rockland CSL where I'm the spiritual director. But Sekou helped me with this because I was seeing all these things as separate, right? Like Rockland's over here, my congregation of joy is over here, you know, this is there, you know, and that's why the whole series, last week's series, Integral, came up for me, because I'm in the process of integrating all of these things, right? So even when we think, oh, this is this and this is over there, and none of these things really match up, and I'm doing a whole bunch of different things. Like some of us think that we're doing a whole bunch of different things, but we don't see the dotted line, right? We don't see that it's really not pieces. It's part of the wholeness, right? And last week I said, we don't live in the pieces. We live in the wholeness. We are living in the wholeness, not in the pieces. And that is the essence of Ubuntu, right? Because if one child ran and got all of that fruit, That would be a demonstration of living in pieces, not in the wholeness. Living in separation, not in the oneness, right? And that's what I want so much for everybody on the planet to get, right? Because we could abolish greed. We could abolish people being unhoused. We could abolish poverty. We could abolish othering people. It just could be done. It could be done, right? So this is really stirred up. It's very stirred up in me right now, and it makes me very emotional also. So I'm really glad I'm not crying right now, because it makes me very emotional, because I could see it. I could see the oneness. I could feel the oneness. And the gift of doing SIP, regardless if it's live or recorded, it doesn't matter. The demonstration of this for me is a micro of what can be on the macro level. All of us connected, no matter where we are, across the world or across the street, is how we see each other, and it's how we don't see each other. You're going to have a treat on October 17th, Living Life in Joy show. We pre-recorded it on Saturday with Ramona Curtis, and she is the founder of Unhoused St. Louis. And one of the things I asked her was, how can we support you? She's one of the organizations that Sekou's Hero Ministry supports through his charity run. And we have supported through the work that Sekou is doing with the Unhoused, the whole Congregation of Joy. And I said, how can we support you? And the first thing she said, we could support her by seeing the homeless, by seeing them. Because many of us treat them as invisible. We don't want to see them. We turn away, we bow, we lower our heads, And I made my confession on the show of how I used to interact with people who were unhoused, right? So we have the opportunity. We do, y'all. We do. We have the opportunity to shift, and more strongly and with more intention and with more, what keeps coming up for me is fierceness. We got to be fierce about it, right? We got to be fierce about it, about our oneness with each other, I'm trying to think of his name. He's the Vietnamese monk. What's his name? I can't think of his name. But anyway, he's very, wait, because I quoted him. So I have his name. Thich Nhat Hanh, right? He's a peace activist. He's a spiritual leader. This is what he said. Someone asked him about Buddha, right? And, the next Buddha, the incarnation. And he said he believes the next Buddha will not be an individual. He believes the next Buddha will be a community. A community. So we have to get away from this individual concept, especially here in these, what we call the United States of America. But most of the time it feels like the divided States of America, right? The community in oneness can change everything. And we can all share in the sweet fruit that life is. We can all share in the sweet fruit if we are holding hands, no matter where we are, and we're all going in the same direction together. So that's what's up for me today, y'all. That is what's up for me today. It was like resting on my heart and soul. And I was telling Sekou before we started recording that I had like this headache. I had this tension headache, and it's gone. It's gone. It's just like, whoop, gone. So I'm glad that it is gone because I don't get headaches often. And I believe that the healing of that came through the expression of this. I truly do. So you're with me? Are you my Ubuntu? And Ubuntu is spelled Ubuntu if you want to look it up. A community of unity, of oneness, where we all get to eat the sweet fruit together. All right, y'all. All right. So we'll see where this is going. I am Rev Melissa. I am an ordained interfaith minister. I am a licensed religious science practitioner. I am a purpose coach, and I am the spiritual director of Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. And that wholeness is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. And if you need support, please reach out to me. You are not alone. We are your Ubuntu. We are your Ubuntu. So if you need support, that sweet fruit that is your life is right there, just waiting for you to bite into it. Yes? Oh, yes. And give yourself some nourishment. We don't have to be malnourished, right? When we're living in our purpose, we are nourished. Yes. All right, y'all. It's time for some joy news. All right. So I mentioned yesterday's Living Life in Joy show. We had a wonderful guest. Her name is Lisa Kofi, and she is extraordinary. And she shared about her work. You have to check her out. Her website is songdivine.com. She has a book and a double album that is all based on the Gita, all based on it, right? She transposed it, that whole book, all the verses into a song. What? Yes, extraordinary. So please check out Lisa Kofi. She is awesome. And I just want to shout out Lindsay, my Congregation of Joy, for introducing me to this wonderful woman. So check her out. And then this Sunday, Living Life in Joy, Sekou is the guest host because I'm going to be on location on the West Coast with my cousin Vanessa celebrating our birthdays. So Sekou is going to hold it down. And his guest is, I can't think of his name, Sekou. When Sekou comes on, he'll tell y'all who it is. But it's someone who's also amazing, of course. So that is next Sunday. And then we have our next meditation with the moon on October 6th. This week is coming up in a couple of days. October 6th, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So we're trying out a new time. So please mark your calendars for that. Okay. 11 p.m. Eastern time, October 6th. New moon meditation, right where you're watching me now. We do a full-blown spiritual practice. Bring your journal and something to write with and your consciousness. And then we have an after party on Zoom. I share the link to the after party during the meditation with the moon. All right. So you got to be in the moon, the meditation with the moon, in order to be in the after party. Don't just try to show up for the party. I see you. Meditate, and then we party. All right, y'all. All right, so I think that's all I wanted to share today. Also, remember to support. You can support my ministry of joy through my joy merchandise that I have in my Etsy store. I have long sleeve, short sleeve shirts that say live life in joy and connect to your yes. There's my Congregation of Joy, rocking it. We have Sip Joy mugs that I say is almost 2 cups of joy that you can have all day. And then we have my charity merchandise, the Joy socks. that 100% of the proceeds go to the Hero Ministry to support organizations like St. Louis, Unhoused St. Louis, like In God's Hands, like Project Love Strong, and many others. 100% of the proceeds goes to their work to support them. Okay? All right. All right. So let me check in with Sekou. Hey.
What's up? What's up? I knew the headache went away. I knew the headache went away. I could see it. I could just see it melted away. That's what happens when you connect it to your yes. It just shifts everything physiologically. I knew it. I'm glad you said it, but I knew it. I was like, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. And you should have seen it, y'all. She was all squinting and holding her head. And I was like, you need something? You want to get some medicine? You got it? But yeah, being connected to your shifts things.
Yes.
So by the way, I already told Rev Mel this, but just really quickly, I feel like that's happening to me with money now. Just talking about money, like is connecting me in some way that I definitely didn't expect. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so about just now, like I really like what you said about the dotted line connecting things and how we might not necessarily be able to see it, but if we have faith that it's happening, then at some point we get to see how all these things are coming together. And I think that's happening. It's happening for me. And I think the biggest piece of that is just having the faith.
Yes.
The faith, especially when you're somebody like me that does a lot of things, you got to just keep the faith that it's all coming together. And you might not be able to see how it's coming together, but somebody does. Somebody does.
Yes, good stuff. Good stuff. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Yes. And what is the young man's name for Sunday?
I like to keep my things a surprise. I like to.
Oh, that's right. People. That's right. Okay.
Like, ta-da!
So, just drum roll. You'll find out next week.
It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be a good experience. So check me out. And definitely, if you missed yesterday's episode, go back and check out Lisa Coffey. That was really interesting. It's really interesting what she did with the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. Bhagavad. That's all. I never can pronounce the name unless someone else says it first. So I just say the Gita.
Well, there you go. Like y'all are familiar. Gita. Yeah, the Bhagavad Gita. It was really dope and really interesting. So check the replay.
Yes. There you go, everybody. There you go. Have a wonderful day. I will see you all Tuesday, right? So what are we doing? We are in the peace and we are in the blessing, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.